The President's advisors have said we will need 1 million more STEM professionals than we're producing right now. That means we need to graduate about 34% more STEM, science, technology, engineering, math majors than we do right now. And I think I'll begin by rolling the clock back about 10 years ago. When Scott Hinton first became dean, he had the vision that it was very, very important to start a program in engineering education. So there's a fair amount of research being done narrowly focused on a very, very important question of how to best teach engineering students. What about teaching and learning? So I'll highlight, for example, some of the work of two of the faculty, Owenardi Lawanto and Ning Fang. Owenardi is doing research in how do students learn how to be better designers. And his approach is he studies metacognition, which is how do students learn about their learning. So senior design students in mechanical engineering will design the Aggie's Ascending Wall Climber. But what we really want them to learn from that is a process for them to think about, how did I solve this problem? But the thought process that I went through in that wall design process, that metacognitive understanding, my thinking about my thinking, is what Owenardi's trying to make sense of. Ning teaches dynamics, and he's concerned about the content, helping kids understand dynamics. But he's also using that classroom as sort of his research platform. Ning is interested in a much more active classroom. So he's done some research on eye clickers. So from time to time, with these 100 students, ask a really important question so they can check for their own understanding. So the National Center for Engineering and Technology Education is a center for learning and teaching. Because it's a large center, there are 9 partners spread across the country, so it's national in scope. The focus was mostly on high school and teaching and learning high school students about engineering design. So that gave us great visibility across the country for being one of the important players in studying how students learn how to teach engineering in high school.
Well, my name's Kurt Becker, and I'm a professor here at Utah State University in the College of Engineering in the Department of Engineering Education. My role here in the department is to do several things. One is that I work with the graduate program. We're one of 3 institutions in the United States that offer a PhD in engineering education, so our program is fairly unique when you look at what is going on around the country in engineering education. I also work with the computer graphics in working with the biological and civil engineering students, so the undergraduate classes I teach deal with that. And I'm also the director of CEER, which is the Center for Engineering Education Research. And CEER is an evolution, if you will, from what we've had going over the last 8 years, which was the National Center for Engineering and Technology Education. That center was funded by the National Science Foundation, and we had partners throughout the United States that were working closely with us on that to build capacity in engineering and technology education. Since that center has now been completed, we've morphed into CEER, the Center for Engineering and Technology Education. So some of the research we're doing currently is looking specifically at high school students, how they do this particular design problem, and then we compare that to how college students do the same design problem, and then how expert engineers with 10 years of design experience tackle that same problem.
So in addition to conducting research, particularly about how university level students learn engineering, we also realize we've got to be in K-12 settings trying to excite young people about engineering. We're very fortunate that we have a number of student chapters of professional societies involved in outreach into anything from kindergarten through high school. 3 of particular interest to me, are the Society of Women Engineers, the National Society of Black Engineers, and the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers.
My name is Jenica Hilliard, and I am a junior in the Civil Engineering program. I am the president of SWE, the Society of Women Engineers. SWE finds great value in having a diverse pool of engineers, and we encourage and support both male and female to achieve their highest aspiration in becoming an engineer. Ultimately, we want to help the world gain a better understanding of what engineering is and the cool things that we get to do and how exciting it is. The Utah State section consists of about 60 members, registered and active, and several others who attend our events occasionally. We also really think it's important for our members and other engineers to be professionally developed and ready to enter the career field. So we hold several events throughout the year to help them prepare, such as we have resume workshops, we have an etiquette dinner, and different corporate tours and guest speakers, as well as our main event, which is Evening with Industry. And this event is just kind of an opportunity for students to network on a very personal level. There's also a dinner that's involved, and students really get to know the companies that attend and get to practice their networking skills.
Our goal is not to turn every high school student into an engineer, but it would be great if more students became interested in engineering, and maybe through a high school level engineering design experience kind of get some confidence that engineering might be an approachable profession for them, particularly for women and underrepresented citizens.